3 times. That's how many times I've tried to make this video. So let's make this one count. Now then, welcome back to another video, and yes, this is indeed the 4th time I've tried to record this. The first time was a couple of weeks ago. I went up into the Yorkshire Moors, North Yorkshire Moors with Lee Windrich, and it was a great day. I got some nice pictures, but it ended up looking like this. Second time I went up into town, and I don't like filming in front of people. After 4 years of doing this, it is still the weirdest thing ever, and I hate it. So I don't do it. But there was people everywhere, chose not to do it, left home, and then yesterday, the 3rd attempt, this happened. It started to rain. Bloody typical. And so here we are in the bedroom, talking about the Pergear 25mm f1.7. I just want to say before we get started that Pergear did send me this lens out for free for review. I do get to keep the lens, but they've got no input into this video. They don't get to see it before you do, and all thoughts are my own, however random they may be. Now, I've said it a number of times before, I really do like these third-party lenses, especially on the Micro Four Thirds bodies, because generally they're quite small. I mean, here's an example. This is the Olympus 45mm f1.8, which is obviously quite small. This is the Pergear 25mm f1.7, which is smaller, although heavier, because I think this might be made of like aluminium or something. It's quite robust. This is very plastic. Now, this is, as many of these lenses are, completely manual, no electrical contact, so you're not getting EXIF data, you're not getting autofocus, you're not getting aperture control. It does have a very nice clicky aperture ring. It's not like obnoxiously clicky though, it's like, it's pretty nice, pretty tame. The one thing I don't like about this lens, because performance-wise it's fantastic, it's just the focus throw. It feels a little bit scratchy. Can you hear that? And it's very short, and I've found this to be a problem on a couple of occasions when you're trying to sort of just dial in the focus just to, just a little bit, but the slightest little movement throws it all the way out. So yeah, a little bit more on the focus throw would make this a really, really good lens. But from a performance point of view, like I said, this is actually really good. It's sharp right through the aperture range, even at f1.7, although it does lose some contrast at f1.7, but the sharpness is still there. Now, I'm not one for doing like chart tests and all the rest of it, but I am going to do some stuff in a little bit so you can see that sharpness in action. It's actually a really good lens, and I've been using it mostly with this, the EM10 Mark II, because it's just a fantastic all-round combo. It looks the part, it looks absolutely fantastic. It's small, it's compact, it's great for street, it's great for a walk around, and it's the EM10 Mark II. I mean, come on. So I've been using this for about 3 weeks or so now, and even when I went up into the moors, I used this pretty much exclusively for the whole day. But even though it's a tiny lens, it doesn't feel awkward. It feels nicely balanced on the Micro Four Thirds cameras, and I dare say it feels the same on the smaller APS-C bodies too. I've used this on the GH5 even, which I'm filming on now, and it feels fine. It's easy to focus and, to change the aperture and all the rest of it. But yeah, great one if you want a nice compact setup. So let's have a look at those pictures from the moors, and then we'll come back and have a look at some more examples in some more controlled lighting. Right, I hope you enjoyed those images. So, before we get into this sharpness test, there's something important I want to note. Now, there were two lights used in this setup, both set at 5500 Kelvin. The white balance of the camera is also set at 5500 Kelvin. This will become important towards the end of this test. Alright, so as I said, the sharpness is there on this lens pretty much from the start. So this is f1.7, I'm just focused on the writing on the bottom of this little Sony camera. And as you can see, sharpness is pretty good. Nothing really changes through 2.8, through 4. There is a minor improvement, but it's nothing really to write home about, and nothing you will probably see in the real world. F5.6 is the same, F8 is the same, F11 is pretty much the same, and there's not really that much in the way of diffraction sort of affecting the image at this point. But then this happens. At f22, for whatever reason, again, the lights were all set to 5500 Kelvin, the camera was set to 5500 Kelvin, and this is controlled in as much as you can control a thing like this in your own house, you know, with a couple of lights and a blackout blind, but nothing changed in the cameras, in the lights. All of these images were shot literally one after the other. I was just tweaking the aperture as I went, and yeah, so this looks like there is a quite severe white balance shift. It looks a lot cooler. So again, here's f11, and here is f22. Don't know what happened there, but something to bear in mind if you are using a fixed white balance or you are using it in conjunction with lights and such as that. F22 on this lens does this. Alright, so one final test I wanted to do was the longitudinal chromatic aberration test, and as you can see here at f1.7, not really much to say. There is a tiny amount of green and purple showing, but it's nothing that's really going to affect real world use. At f2.8, same story, it's pretty much non-existent, and the same at f4. I didn't go much beyond this because I really didn't see the point. This is a very good performance from a very inexpensive lens. Now this is the first Pergear lens I have tried, and as first impressions go, this is a winner. It's fantastic to see these third-party manufacturers making such good lenses, because these things are not really that expensive at all. Now, at the time of recording this video, the Pergear 25mm f1.7 is available for all of your APS-C mounts, all of your popular ones. So RF mount for Canon, Z mount for Nikon, Fuji X mount, Sony E mount, and available for Micro Four Thirds, which is the copy that I've got. Also, at the time of recording this, it's only £54, which is this many dollars. Alright, so thank you very much again to Pergear for sending me this lens out. There will be links down in the description for this lens if you want to have a look for yourselves for your particular system. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.